Hello, everyone, and no one, and welcome to another Talking Into the Void. With me, as always, is T. Alexander. T, how you doing?
I'm doing great, my friend.
Enjoy Kefki's stream.
Always, yeah.
Anja Ariaga. Anja, how you doing?
Doing all right, thanks. How about you?
Not so bad. And as well, Will at
That's good.
Forge. Will, how you doing?
Oh, wait, we're live?
Yeah.
Doing pretty good.
So, because Tier, I've been meaning to ask you this for like 3 weeks or so, because even Keeve asked me about it. Do you know who this Paulina is? It's at Rostan Roberto. I know she's followed by you and Sam, otherwise known as the Freedom Frog, on YouTube.
Nope. He asked me a while back, and I don't know who she is, but she doesn't seem like she's peddling anything.
Okay. Well, it's just weird because I guess both her and I got message requests from me. And it kind of
again,
she message request from yourself?
No, from this person.
Oh, okay.
Again, it doesn't seem like she's peddling anything.
I was just curious. It's like, depending on who it is, I don't respond to a lot of that. But with that out of the way, since Angela was talking about it earlier, we can get into it. I'm going to say it this way. The fucking idiots that keep wanting to be like, Barron Trump isn't a legal citizen because Melania wasn't a legal citizen when she had him. So therefore, he's not a legal U.S. citizen. It's like, all right, you dumb motherfuckers don't understand that one of the two parents is still a legal U.S. citizen, you fucking tard.
Okay, hold on. Even if that's the case now, if that's the case, his father, like you said, his father is, but I'm pretty sure she is considered a legal citizen.
Yes, she got her citizenship like 2 months after Barron was born.
Yeah, so
which doesn't give you retroactive, but one parent being a natural born citizen of the country is more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing, the whole argument debate on the 14th, and this is the part that requires, drilling down, is the part where it talks to and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. The notion being, by anybody with half a brain, that a person who is not a citizen of our country and is not, is just visiting, is not a subject to the jurisdiction of our country. They have fealty to another nation. They are subject to the jurisdiction of another country. Now, if one of the parents is a citizen, they are born to a parent who is subject to the jurisdiction thereof, which is why your military brats born abroad, no dislike or disrespect to the military brats, but the military brats who are born abroad are born to citizen parents and thereby natural born citizens due to the fact of being subject to the jurisdiction thereof.
Yeah, at most as they may be allowed to have dual citizenship.
At least to a certain point in time, because there's a lot of countries that don't.
Yes.
Respect citizenship.
Well, I know that because a coworker of mine in the military was born on it's like he was born to a U.S. father, but his mother's German, and he was born off base and that whole thing. So they offered him citizenship. So he got offered citizenship to both and was allowed to keep it. It was just that whole thing of he had to figure out what he wanted to do, and he basically had to give up his Germany citizenship at a certain age because they have mandated service.
Yeah, a couple of my friends were born in Spain due to being where their Air Force father was serving at the time.
And what's up, Clown?
Good, Clown.
So there's, of course, there's all of that in there, but ironically speaking, it does have some bearing to the laws of citizenship, uh, which have changed, even in keeping with the 14th Amendment. And it's the reason why there's so much pressure to say that President Obama was born in Hawaii, is because at the time he was born, Hawaii was so newly in, and his mother so newly a citizen of the country in some respects. She was not a citizen and resident of the country long enough to convey uh, citizenship to a child if they were born outside the country to a non-citizen father. So he had to be born in Hawaii or he's not a natural born citizen. Now those laws changed. I don't know. I think it was like a decade after he was born.
Look, all I want. This is all I want. I want everybody that don't belong in my homeland to leave my homeland. I want you to take your commie bullshit with you back to your hellhole. If you don't belong here, leave. I also don't want them using loopholes and technicalities to like second guess their way into the nation. Now, I've probably told this story before, but I was working one day at the airport, and this Muslim couple came through. Clearly unhappy about the situation because she was heavily pregnant, and the conversation she had with her, I guess her husband, was, I don't want my child being born in this country. I didn't get the hell home before my child was born, because she was heavily pregnant. And the entire time I'm thinking, like, why the fuck did you come here to begin with?
Because she doesn't have any right to say no to him.
Well, they were also suspected terrorists. So, like, yeah, like there were fams on the plane with them, watching them. So
Now one of the analogies that hit me is really good on this, just in general. Um, the notion of people entering illegally or entering legally and staying illegally, and having a kid born here and be citizens and being protected from deportation, etc. Kind of the same as, hey, they broke into my house, but since their kid was born in my house before they were caught, I can't evict them, and I got to put the kid in my will.
fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck
I mean,
your kids.
it's the same energy.
It
Yeah.
is. It really is. Like, fuck off.
Wow.
Yeah, I am not a kind person. My cup of kindness have run dry. Like, I'm tired of I'm tired of the bullshit. My heart has been hardened. Like, too many motherfuckers coming in and eating my
Let my
food.
people go, Pharaoh.
Too many people coming in, eating my food, talking shit while they're eating my food, being dicks. You gotta go.
I don't know if you could call him Pharaoh. I mean, he's not just wanting to let the people go; he's trying to send them home.
He's the one talking about hardening us heart. That's all
No,
I'm
it's
saying.
Okay.
no. Hold on, let's be honest, Ange.
To be fair,
I was joking, Tyr. I wasn't serious. I know what you're
Okay.
saying.
I'm just tired. I'm tired of all the bullshit. I'm tired of people the commie fucks who hate the country. Oh, this is illegal what you're doing. You shouldn't be. When the fuck did you care about the legality of the situation? Like, if you cared about the legality of situations, you wouldn't be burning shit. You know, you wouldn't do half the shit you did if you cared about the legality of it. And then you got
Wrong.
and then you got the Democratic leadership who should be fighting for their constituents, fighting for a motherfucker that should never been here to begin with. Like that Abrego Garcia motherfucker.
Here,
Oh, he's a Maryland father. No, the fuck he isn't.
here.
Yes.
That is their constituents.
Look, I'm not. Look, I don't like Senator Van Hollen. I don't like fucking Westmore. I voted against both of them, to be honest with you. But they are my representatives, and I don't want my representatives going down to wherever the fuck he is. Well, he
Oh, when
See,
they-
that's where you
Well,
got it part
shouldn't have
wrong.
been
Is
beginning.
'cause, yeah, they are the representatives for your district,
But they don't.
but their choice of representation is to represent others, not you.
Mhm.
and that shouldn't be a fucking thing. It shouldn't be a thing. You shouldn't be representing other people.
Hey,
Wait.
I understand.
they-
I have written to my senators to point to them article and paragraph where the bill they are supporting directly violates the Constitution and their oath of office, to have them say basically, thanks for writing, appreciate your feedback. This is why we're doing what we're doing. We're proud of it.
Other words, fuck off. It's because we want to do it.
Yep.
Just really quick, Tier. Did you vote for the person you're talking about?
No, but I still voted. And again,
No, I understand that, but that's kind of my point. The rest of the people around you are also that person's constituents.
All
You're
right,
not their
okay.
only constituent. They maybe feel that they are representing all of those other people's.
all right. So
Interest.
this is. The
I'm
thing
not saying
said.
I agree with them. I want to clarify that.
I understand, but my conjecture is, you have to represent. Look, I didn't vote for Biden when he ran, but he won, and I still wanted him to do a good job. I wanted. I may not have agreed with everything he stood for, whatever, but I still wanted him to do his best and give me good results, even if they weren't necessarily my ideals. I wanted what my country to do well.
Well,
You
I
weren't
mean,
pulling the
I
thing
wanted
that the people did and during Trump's first term or during this term, to where they want shit to go bad, so they can basically just say, I told you so, you should have voted how I told you to.
I wanted Biden to be I wanted Biden to be the absolute best president in recorded history to date. Now, that does mean I didn't want him to be successful in all of his ventures, but I wanted him to be the best president in the history of the US to date.
Yes, I wanted him to do well, because he's, no matter who, even if I disagree with him, he is still my president. And I will never scream. You will never have my mouth, not my president, because that's not true. When he was president, he was my president. Like that's just what it is. The same thing goes for Senator Van Hollen. I didn't vote for you, but I ended up with you as my senator. And I want you to represent my interests just as much as you represent the interests of the people that voted for you. Like, you focus on Marylanders strictly and not foreigners. It's the same thing with remember, like, not Karen Beck. What's her name? Is it Karen Bass from LA?
I have no idea.
It's something Bass.
When she went over to fucking Ghana for a ceremony over there. Why the fuck are you over there? What business does your city have? Like, you aren't that important of a fucking player to go anywhere.
Well, I mean, it's like
you are the mayor of the city.
as a person, she still has the right to, go through and go on vacation. I'm not saying that, but all of that should not be on the company or
She wasn't on
Yeah,
vacation.
but
that's what I mean.
mean.
Hold on.
No state.
Hold
level
on.
or
That's what
lower
I'm trying to say
official.
is
Okay.
she shouldn't be there on vacation or any of that being on that. If she's going to go on vacation, fine. But she wasn't there for vacation. She was there from some other shit that doesn't matter to what she's supposed to be doing to her job.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
We all have that issue. I mean, we also all have a tendency to want to get our thought out, but we can't quite get it out. So, or articulate it the best. So we say some words and then continue on.
Pause and think.
Yeah.
But
That's
again,
where it sounds
no
like
s-
Tyr has a stutter from time to time.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Or he just
doesn't have a
repeats
stutter?
or he just repeats the first word like 3 times.
Because I have to sit there and like figure out what word. You know what I mean?
Word.
Oh, dude, I'm giving you
Word.
complete shit about it because there are times that I'm just as guilty of, okay, I need to take a deep breath and relax and form a coherent thought and then say it.
Yes.
But that has a tendency to have a problem on, well, for lack of a better term, live internet.
Yeah. Like if we were doing this, if we were having this conversation face to face, you could clearly see me thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We'd be able to
But
smell the smoke.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
you know who Tiffany A. Hanger was?
Sounds
She's mayor. So when she got caught going using taxpayer dollars to go to Las Vegas,
Vegas, first class.
it was done as a trip, a business trip. That's how she charged it to the city. However, city council was like, we have no business in Vegas. There's no conference or anything of importance with us in the city of Vegas. So why are you using this vacation?
as a business. Trip.
With clearly a vacation, and claiming it's city business.
Say with a few exceptions, such as the president who has to be flown securely, and the vice president who has to be flown securely. Politicians that fly, if they aren't flying on their own private jet, should be forced to fly coach and have to pay for upgrades to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
If they want to fly business class or first class, buy them a coach ticket and say you can pay the difference for the upgrade.
I got one better for you. All right, ages ago, when Stephanie Rawlins Blake was mayor of Baltimore, she came through the airport. She was expecting VIP treatment. However, they made her, I'm Mayor Blake, okay, and like they did one of those numbers. Like, you aren't that important in the grand scheme of things. You already mayor of a city.
And this is standard airport level portion of national security. You aren't the president getting onto Air Force One with the Secret Service around you. You're going through the security screening.
You aren't even a senator. Like, senators can come up the exit lane. They can bypass security. Like, senators and like their escorts.
Senators should have to go through the exact same screening as everybody that they impose the screening upon.
Senators can bypass it, but most of the time, senators are usually flying out of we have a smaller abutment to our airport, which handles all private planes. So they usually fly out of there. Only time you see a senator is like a low-level senator, and their family has to go right through security. Like, they don't get any special treatment. The mayor didn't get any special treatment. She was heated. wha- she wanted to say why I can't come up to X-Lane. Well, you're just the mayor.
And
The
as
governor still comes through. But
was going to say no local or state level official has any business doing foreign travel as a official act, with the possible exception of if your state has a specific neighboring connection or special tie to that foreign country. If the country is providing a resource that's essential to your state's economy, maybe. If the
Citrus Cities.
country is, if your country is your next door neighbor, maybe. Otherwise, no, you don't have to go there for anything.
Baltimore has a sister
Official.
city. I forget what in Japan.
Doesn't mean that
they did.
doesn't mean the city officials have to go there.
Oh no, but I'm just saying, like they did like a dedication ceremony where we gifted them something and they gifted us something, and
Yeah.
we got a little placard. They got a little placard.
And the great thing is, because of the modern day and age, if you can't do that shit over a Zoom call, the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Shit, Zoom calls, fucking video feeds nowadays is just as good as being there.
Heck, do a New York portal thing. Except you might deal with them realizing the absolute hive of scum and villainy that they're tying themselves to.
Ah, nice. What? We're sister cities with Alexandria?
And with the freaking New York thing, it's like, or New York City thing, that new guy from there, it's like, oh God, dude, you want basically government-run grocery stores. You do realize, since you're only a mayor, that you're not going to be able to tell the distributors that they have to sell to them, because if they're going to undercut everyone else, they don't have to sell because they'll lose a lot of business from their other buyers.
And you can't dictate the price to your suppliers.
Nope.
I mean, you can say we're not going to pay more than this. They don't have to sell it to you at that price.
Yep.
Again, this new commie, if he becomes mayor of New York City, New York deserves everything it gets. But I'm pretty sure they won't, because they have a huge Jewish population, and you could talk all the good shit you want. It's not going to affect everybody. And if it does, New York is going to be trillions of dollars in debt.
Mm-hmm.
You have just entered New York. Take a moment to question yourself of what bad life choices led you here.
Yeah. Just sit there and think. You're fucked if you. I mean, all the wrong people are supporting him.
Yeah, he went after
a few times.
He went after a bunch of young kids that are parents are wealthy and pay their fucking rent, so they don't care because they don't know what the fuck's going on in life.
And he went after a bunch of celebrities, like a lot of celebrities in New York are supporting him. And I'm like, you guys don't pay for shit to begin with. Like, if the local, you'll get your organic wheatgrass tea from the high end store anyway, and think nothing to paying those prices.
Mm-hmm.
The government run supermarkets aren't gonna have like amazing fucking produce. They're gonna have whatever the fuck they can get their hands on, and they're gonna have government cheese.
If they can even get government cheese, because since the whole got milk thing and everything, the whole thing of having government cheese is actually exceedingly rare.
They're gonna wish they had stuff as good as government cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not, and if it's also going to be people that's going to work there aren't going to be as, oh, it's a government job and I ain't got to really do shit to keep it. Like and that's another thing. So how are you going to get the land to put these stores? So you're just going to put them in commercial districts?
Eminent domain.
Oh God, like that one fucking farm. I think I don't remember if it's in New York or New Jersey, to where the farm's been around for over 150 years, and the fucking it's like the city or state or something saying, no, we need to eminent domain your farm for low income housing.
Well, you've been to Grand Rapids a few times, I'm sure, right, Rotten?
Oh yeah.
You know the S curve, right?
Probably, but I'm not remembering it right offhand.
131 between 196 and Franklin Hall.
I haven't been
Well,
there enough, and I can never remember the roads there.
That's what happens when eminent domain fails. We've got a S curve because somebody who owned a specific building or two had enough authority, he had enough power to lobby for an alternative path for the highway
Mhm.
to go around his building or buildings.
I don't think they should be able to frickin' eminent domain to do shit like that.
No, eminent domain should be like the rarest of circumstances,
Yeah, we're talking
and
endangered species or plants or something
and
like
they
that.
should have to basically they should have to prove their case on every one before they seize the property.
I'm still of the thing, if they're going to seize the property, they should have to pay at least 3 times retail value. Because
I
if
agree.
you're going to be forcing someone out of their home and potentially,
Yeah.
property that they have owned for that long, yes, you should have to pay a hefty fucking price. No more of this, oh, we're going to pay lower price because we're the government. We're going to pay you pennies on the dollar.
We're going to pay you what we want to. No, how about you pay what it says is the market value of the property several times over again.
Yep. They won't, and a commie fuck like that won't.
That's when you realize, like, the geniuses that wrote the Constitution, as smart as they were, could not predict the evil that would become of the government, even though they knew just how evil government could become.
Yep.
Our government's crappy. I know this. God damn it! Stop that.
But our government's still better than a fucking communist government.
Yeah,
Yes.
but that's a low bar.
Yeah. I mean, there are definitely people that think that a communist government would be better because they're fucking idiots. That's like, I think one of my favorite ones of that is the guy who's like talking about how he's trying to convince his parents that communism is right. And they're like, nah, dog, like, we've actually been through it. Like, we're not doing that. And he's like, I don't know how to convince him otherwise. He's like, I know I'm right, and I've shown them that I'm right on paper, but they just won't listen. They're like, no, here we have all of this stuff, and there we didn't. Like, we had nothing.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry for
Did
what?
you just step on your cat?
No, I was twirling my floss swatter, and she walked into the twirl and got whacked.
That's why I had to ask. It's like, sorry for what? Because so far, it's like, unless you're doing the sarcastic, oh, I'm sorry that you grew up in a privileged life and don't realize that you have so much better than it would be in a communist state, you dumb fucker.
Well, she walked right into it. Not, I wasn't intending to hurt her.
Yeah, you accidentally got her by mistake.
Yeah, it's still. Yeah, I love my cat. She is overly affectionate. I can't lay on my own goddamn bed without her by my side. But
Well, yeah, because you're a big giant hairless cat that they don't know how it feeds itself and hunts, and also it stays warm.
Yeah, she
You're
does keep me warm.
say you are a helpless, crippled, broken,
Cat.
malfunctioning cat.
Wow, just lay it out like that. Okay, fine, man.
I mean, that's how
I'm a
cats.
crappy cat.
That's how cats see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, but I don't like hurting animals.
Most people don't like hurting
I was
animals.
gonna say that's actually rather normal.
Say unless you're a
Yeah.
shepherd and then you prefer to herd animals.
Not
I
the
don't
same
like hurting.
thing.
Yes.
I don't like abusing cats and like motherfuckers that do that type of shit should be put underneath places.
Yeah, that's why they're usually psychopaths or sociopaths.
Yeah. Now I will admit there have been I know how to get her off my bed. I'll fake sneeze and she'll just run away. Apparently she doesn't like sneezing.
Well, sneezing is you're like
A
you've
sign of
offended
illness.
you've offended their family.
How dare you insult my mother?
How dare you?
It's like their entire ancestry being insulted there.
What did you say about my great grandmother? She was a tiger.
Oh, Jiminy
And look
Christ.
at you.
I'm descended from the great behemoth.
And look at you now.
It's just like it's just like a chicken meeting a dinosaur. Great grandma.
I still like the joke to where it's a meme to where it's like two cats, they're looking up at the person who's taking the photo and they have canned food in their dishes, but it's still in the can. And he's like, what did we learn? Don't piss off the guy with the thumbs.
I can't human my water dish is empty. They say dogs will wait a while to eat you. Cats, the moment you go down, they taking a bite.
Well, the real thing is it's only a percentage of dogs that'll eat you.
Mhm.
Want to say it's like somewhere between 50 and 70%, maybe a little less. All cats will.
I blame you for that, Will.
I still like the
Hey, I
thing
didn't
where it's
start
like
the trend.
I still like the one where it's like dogs will show you how needy they are. Cats will lay directly on your face and act like they were there by coincidence.
Yeah. You just lay there and like, bam, hey, how you doing? Oh, it's nothing like
Yeah,
waking up with a tail in your face.
When Wazowski's feeling needy, he will climb into my lap, up onto my chest, and put all 17 pounds on my right lung. I don't
Great.
know. It's always the right lung.
Apparently, that's the food dispenser lung. Now she's in here getting pets. I bet you she's happy.
Gotta get them scritches.
I'm
Yeah.
actually surprised mine hasn't. My assassin hasn't hopped up now and gotten friendly because I've got a game on the screen now. And, she's got to kill me in every game.
Oh man!
Look, an old DOS game. She killed me in it.
Wow. She went. Look, she wanted you to move there, but you moved the other way. Like,
I mean, old DOS game. We're talking about 1988.
God damn.
When you got to
What are you
put
playing,
the
the Rick and
29
Morty
DOS
Trail?
game.
you playing the old text games.
A couple of those. Early graphic ones. Some of the ones that used ASCII sprites on the screen.
I
I was
remember
figuring it was
ASCII.
the old ones where it's like, you see a cave and you
Work.
like walk into cave.
You walk into the cave, you see a light. What do you do? Pick up the lamp? You died. The end.
I
Well,
slay the dragon.
you got to have the lamp or else the grew will get you.
I lay the dragon. You cannot lay the dragon.
Not lay the dragon. Slay the dragon. Stupid typos.
You are not a bard. You cannot lay dragon.
Now all I
Right.
can think of is the joke D&D campaign to where it's like every single character is a half human hybrid and they're all on their quest to find who their fucking father is, so they're all after the bard.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh god, they're all related. They're trying to find their single father.
And they don't even realize that they're all related.
I played a game where like the entire party were bards. We all use different mediums because we wanted to do a rock band type thing. So I play a Warforged guitarist he possessed the axe, which is literally just a great axe that doubled as a his guitar. Yeah. So he beat you up with his axe and he play a tune.
Wow.
So he was the punk rocker of the band.
Most people have a singing sword. You had a singing axe. Lovely.
He
I
was
was
on
joking.
What was it, electric or acoustic?
Electric. He was on a quest to get. He had stolen the Raven Queen's violin. Extra bulge, great extra bulge, which
Well, he was a smart one, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had stole it, but he lost it, and he was on a quest to find it because if she found it before he did, he'd be dead. Well, he's already a wolf for it, so it didn't really fucking matter. But he wanted it back. I stole it fair and square, and the thief that stole it from me will pay for it with their lives.
How dare you try to steal what I have rightfully stolen?
Yes. Like
all of you should know what that reference is from.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
inconceivable.
You keep using that word, but I don't think it means what you think it means.
That's the problem.
As you
can't even blame that on the cat.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us
today.
Marriage, that sacred union, that wing within a wing.
Oh God! And with that, did you guys see it? They're wanting to make a sequel to Princess Diaries.
No, don't make a sequel to the Princess Bride. See, some movies should
Princess
live
Bride.
for.
I was gonna say the Princess Diaries already had a sequel.
They had like hundreds of them, but the Princess Bride should never have a sequel. There are 4 movies that should never get a sequel. 4 movies: Saving Private Ryan, The Princess Bride, Casablanca, and The Maltese Falcon.
I mean, quite literally, Saving Private Ryan to have a sequel would just be to have it go about a different person in World War II. It wouldn't have anything, so it wouldn't even make sense. It'd just be a different war movie.
Yeah.
I have to check this and make sure I'm right.
And Casablanca would be heresy. The thing they could redo it or remake it.
I thought it was Casablanca, not Casablanca.
Casablanca. It stars Blanca, Chung-Li, Cammy, and Guile as Sam. Play it again, Guile. Boom. Thank you. And then the person is bride because what are you gonna do? They're already married. He's already the Dread Pirate Roberts. What's going on here?
I mean, the only thing they can ever do when it comes to that is like basically have it be their kids. Because with
And
the
fucking
and
go ahead.
so many cases in that it just doesn't work. That doesn't need a sequel.
Yes.
The story's been told. Doing anything about their kids would honestly just be pointless.
And I believe Andre the Giant is dead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So he wouldn't even have Fezzik.
I think like
He's
half the
93.
cast is dead.
Kari Elways is still alive. I know for a fact Kari Elways is still alive. Wallace Shawn is still alive. He's old as fuck, but he's still alive.
Mandy Patinkin. Yeah, everybody. The only one that's dead is, well, the
Andre
only
Giant.
one that, the only one of the main core of good guys that is dead is Andre the Giant.
Yeah. Kari Elways is alive and well, thank God. Inigo Montoya is alive and well, like he's 72.
Mandy Patinkin. Thank you. He does have
Yeah.
a name.
Mandy Patinkin, Chris Sanders is Prince Humperdinck. He's 82.
Chris
God damn.
Sarandon, you mean?
Yeah, Chris Sarandon, sorry. Christopher Guest.
Well,
Yeah, everybody's still alive.
Oh, other than Andre the Giant. Okay, I was wrong.
Inconceivable.
Oh no, I've been wrong many times in the past, and I'll be wrong many more times in the future.
Peter Cook is dead. He played the impressive clergyman. And so is grandfather, Peter Falk.
I was very
Yeah.
sad when Peter Falk died.
Yeah.
I was very sad when Andre the Giant died.
I still just love some of the stories about Andre the Giant, like on the
Fred
set of The
Savage.
Princess Bride, to where he freaking lets out like an almost minute-long fart, and the director's just like, "You okay?" And he's like, "I am now, boss."
It's Fred Savage said he for every year up until his death, he always got a Christmas card from Andre the Giant.
Oh,
Like no matter what he was doing, no matter where he was, he up until his death, he always gave him a Christmas card.
That or the other great one
That's
is when he was out
awesome.
drinking with Hulk Hogan, and quite literally, Hulk went to pay, and he just like picks him. Because he always had an issue, like basically picked him up, set him back down in the seat, and he's just like, "No, I pay."
They were great. Despite what their characters and wrestling was, they were great friends.
Oh, that's actually very common that while they played,
Enemies, yeah.
yeah.
Like the only one that actually hated Hulk Hogan was Macho Man Randy Savage after he cheated on fucked his wife. Yeah, that was some actual bad blood between the two of them.
Well, that's like I can't remember what actor it was for. Oh, god damn it! Who didn't like Charles Bronson? And they're like, "Why don't you like Charles Bronson?" And he's like, "The dude married my, the dude took my wife. Like, I don't like
Fair
him."
enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I would think so. I mean, I don't find it reasonable to expect somebody to like the person that
Yeah.
took their
Unless
wife,
like you just
girlfriend.
hated your wife or something.
Yeah.
True. Or unless you
That's
had some kind of weird
Yeah.
agreement.
if I took my ex at this point, I'd feel sorry for him.
you probably sent him condolences. Wow. Oh, wow.
Actually,
Could
send him
probably
a,
send them a list of things to watch out for and ways to counter. Or,
See,
here's a cheap
beware
bottle of
of,
alcohol because if I send you a good one, she'll break it.
Holy shit! I didn't know he was in Conan the Destroyer's Dagoth.
yep.
The Dreaming God.
Yes.
No, was that the Destroyer? Yeah, he was the
Yes.
Dreaming God. I didn't know that.
these are things you want to know about dealing with poisonings of various kinds. This is how you deal with unusual mechanical failures of your vehicle at inopportune times.
I think
Again,
Will's still stuck on warning people about his ex.
goddamn, Grape Jones is 77. Jesus, Phlebas.
Well, yeah, Tier, you gotta think we're both almost fucking 40, so these people were just almost our age when we were children.
I know, but still. Still, just half of this shit just kind of.
Yep, people age.
I know. I dislike it.
Well, there's only one way to stop it, and
Necromancy. Got it.
most people aren't big on the notion of stopping aging by dying.
Again, necromancy. You'd be surprised. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, depending on what sort of thing of that. See, I think for some of that, they'd still gonna decompose. Okay, can't do that yet.
Oh, Lord. They were talking about doing a second Red Sonja. And I'm like, no, God, no. They would fucking destroy the concept of Red Sonja.
Yeah, they want to do that to so many things that they should never do it to, but it's because they always just want to remake instead of actually
Create something new because they
Well,
can't.
Well, no, they can. They can. They just don't want to take the chance. And it's easier to have that built-in audience to come in already, and it's just super fucking annoying. It's like, no, take the chance. Go back to like you were in the 70s and 80s and take the fucking chance. But the thing is, they also think that they have to have this massive budget. It's like, no, do a lower budget film that you take the chance on. And then make sure that
Yes.
it's like that when it ends, the story can be somewhat open for a sequel, but the main story's finished. The biggest problem is when they do those ones and they're like, oh yeah, we set it up so that way it can have a sequel, but we don't have a sequel planned if it doesn't do well. It's like the
Mitch
main
says it all the
storyline.
time.
Yeah.
Plan for success.
Plan for success, but also don't plan that single thing is going to spawn a series.
Yeah.
Like that's where the horror movie genre does so well, is because you expect the bad guy to live. It's like the bad guy to live for the most part. And then, so it leaves the sequel plausible, but it also leaves that the main story that was told there is done. At least for that one.
Record Edmund Fitzgerald. God damn it.
I
Sorry.
want to watch Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
It wasn't a bad. Was that the one with
Nightmare on
The,
Elm Street 3 is the best of the Nightmare on Elm Streets.
the one where they were in the hospital where he goes, welcome to prime time, bitch?
Mm-hmm. It even surpasses the first one.
which is a rarity for a lot of people, for a lot of films.
Leave it to
Uh,
you to come up with Welcome to Prime Time, bitch. The first thing that I always think of is I am the Wizard Master.
I was thinking of that one, but I couldn't. I wasn't sure. But everyone knows, well, I'm the prime time, bitch. A lot better than they know I'm the
I
Wizard
mean,
Master.
once you get to 3 is when it starts hitting to where it is still a primary horror movie, but it also has its comedic moments.
Again, I think Mitch is right. Freddy should always be mean. He shouldn't be funny.
He should be funny.
He should be malicious.
He should be cruelly funny.
Yeah, he should be funny in a cruel way.
Like when he asked her, "You want to get high?" and he had the needles and her veins started opening up like little mouths to be fed. Yeah. Like he was playing on her vibe. God damn it! Wow.
Yeah, all of them. In Nightmare on Elm Street 3, he was incredibly cruel. He was a cruel and vicious man in that movie.
Mhm.
He just was able to deliver the one-liner in a way that
Was funny.
you found yourself chuckling even though you were
It was still me. You're
yeah,
terrified.
exactly. It was awful. It's like Philip walking down the hallway and Kincaid saying, "Have a nice stroll, asshole."
Mhm.
It's like not only it was a funny line, but it also pretty much wrecked Kincaid's brain because he was like sitting here going, I just thought he was sleepwalking, and he was getting murdered at that time.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is Philip is the death that hit me the hardest. But my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street hero is always Joey.
The one that was mute, and he screamed.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never really got too into the Nightmare on Elm Street.
That I think the crossover between him and Jason was retarded.
I never get to.
it was
I thought it was funny.
It was a dumb movie, but it was a fun dumb movie.
It really was.
I never get
Sorry,
to into
Will.
the characters to actually be hit hard by any of their deaths. So
All right. The reason why I said it's a dumb movie, it in order for them to fight, you had to bring Freddy into the real world. It's
We
not like
have him once.
yeah. And for he had no after like what the events of 5, like they destroyed his body, they destroyed his soul. Like he's now a dream demon and a dream demon only. Like they buried his body, then they blessed his body.
Well, once Heather and Alice were gone, there was no way to bring him out of the dream world anyways.
Yeah.
Well, that
So-
whole thing of Freddy,
Heather, not Heather, Nancy. The actress's name is Heather.
well, the whole thing with the Freddy versus Jason is it was supposed to be an actual crossover of Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. And it was supposed to show that the demons that
Still did.
gave Freddy his power were from the Necronomicon, and the reason why Jason was the way he was is because of his mother reading from the Necronomicon.
Yeah, after the events of Jason Go to Hell. Ugh. Only a Voorhees can destroy him. And then she takes a goddamn ceremonial knife and turns it to like a dagger. I still want to see Freddy in space. We got Jason in space. We should get Freddy in space.
I mean, we had the Leprechaun in space.
Yeah, I mean we had Leprechaun, we had Jason. We never had Freddy in space.
I mean, we've had the
Hellraisers.
Hellraiser, Cenobites.
Yeah, Cenobites. But they were in space, technically.
Yep, in one of the movies.
So we had Cenobites, we had Hellraiser. We need to get Freddy in space. We need to do Predators in space. We never had Predators on the spaceship.
I was gonna say the Predators are from space. I
Yeah.
don't think
But
that
they-
really-
But they never were on a spaceship. Like in
Uh,
a spaceship in space.
Yeah. The closest they
Like,
have that is the sequel to Alien versus Predator.
Yeah. But all right, so we've had aliens on the spaceship with the first two, well, the first alien and like the first half of the second one, technically. And then they were always on another planet or somehow on Earth after that. So, well, then again, there were a couple ones, but I'm not counting Romulus in that because that shit makes no fucking sense. So, yeah. But we've never had where humans are being attacked by a predator in a spaceship, which would be an interesting environment.
That just seems kind of unnecessary.
All right,
Doesn't really fit the whole
Hunting.
design for them though, because their whole hunting and combat orientation thing is not a let's get together on a spaceship and
Yeah, I was gonna say their prey doesn't end up on their ship until it's already dead.
Well, no, I'm not talking about on their ship, but them them coming across a human space station of some sort.
there'd be no point to
They're not pirates, Tyr. They're hunters.
Like I get
Again,
I get what you're going for, Tyr. It just doesn't work.
It
Fair
would
enough.
be culturally inaccurate for the way that the species was established.
yeah, does not fit the character establishment.
I mean, what they've been recently doing doesn't fucking fit the cultural establishment of other predators. Like,
On that, we don't
I can't do any
disagree.
worse. Huh?
It's like on that, we don't disagree.
Yeah.
But in this
Like,
situation,
that-
we're trying to stick with like how they would be culturally.
Yeah. Like in the newer predators, like they're not sports hunters. They're hunting for the best DNA to the splice of their own genes to
Oh
survive
my
planets.
god.
That's the premise.
Yeah, that's
There's a reason that I don't watch them anymore.
yeah.
And
After Predators, like they and that whole thing, they with the the autism kid, they did just bad.
Autism kid, what?
yeah, like they try to say that the kid's autism was a superpower, like he's the next stage of human evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, so that's why the predator was hunting him to get his Asperger's syndrome.
Because
So they went full on Stephen King with it.
yeah, well, his
Yeah.
whole thing of like because he was autistic, he was basically able to unlock their thing. Because then they have the
Which
it's
makes no
like
fucking
two
sense.
different Predator factions. There's like the one faction that's actively doing the genetic thing, like Tyr's talking about, and the other that's trying to basically save themselves, which is why they also had brought the
Predator killer armor.
Predator killer armor.
but again, like the whole premise of the movie makes no fucking sense. This kid with no fucking Rosetta Stone, if you would, unlocks their language and can manipulate his ship better than he can.
There's a
And
lot of fire in whatever you're playing.
and it gets even worse because the ship that he's fucking with is the enemy ship that shot down the first Predator, and all the gear that is from the first Predator got his ship shot down, manipulating the other Predator ship who were doing the shooting down. So if he could shoot
Yeah,
mess with his shit,
there's a whole
it's
lot of it
fucking
that just
stupid.
doesn't make sense.
It's fucking stupid.
Rotten's playing Extreme The Floor is Lava.
Yes.
Yes, because it is lava.
The Floor is Lava, the home game.
The Floor is Lava was always a home game tier.
Not necessarily.
Unless you were actually in a volcanic eruption.
You can play it at the playground.
I guess.
The playground is lava.
I don't know. I always did. On the playground, we always pretended that there was alligators if we ended up off of the equipment.
Y'all were training for an Olympic. You know.
Hey, you see brother right there? Go bite his ear.
Shit, that would be a fun little Olympic event. Olympic level, the floor is lava.
Yeah, basically Ninja Warrior.
Don't touch the ground or you'll die. Doop, 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 doop.
Parkour expert level.
I mean, they like to do that in a bunch of
he's
different
almost there.
movies and whatnot.
Huh?
He's almost there. Almost there. Oh, he touched the floor.
I don't know where there is. Apparently, he touched it in the right way because a lot of the lava disappeared.
Nah, I'm just saying, like, if they had Olympic level, the floor is lava.
The floor is lava.
I mean, they had Olympic level fucking breakdancing, and we got some of the stupidest fucking moves in existence.
We're not going there right now. I finally got away from that. I do not need to be reminded.
You mean dancing
Oh,
around
no.
like spastic having a seizure?
Oh,
The rabbit style kung fu. That's what she was doing. She was doing
Ninja
rabbit
Warrior.
style.
Nah, give me Nickelodeon guts.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thank you, Tier.
Yes.
That's contagious, you know.
I know. That's why I did it. I want all the world to suffer my yawns.
I'm all right.
When the world yawns,
Yawn and the world yawns with you?
yes, the whole world yawns with you.
You didn't think that one through, did you?
Nah, no. Get halfway because I'm about to fall asleep, so I'm about to dip out.
That's surprising. I mean, you did go with Kefki.
Yeah.
She doing good?
You've been pretty wiped out this week in general. Tier, you doing okay?
Yeah, I think just felt like crap Friday night into Saturday. Having to deal with that coworker drained me of all my energy. But I felt pretty great today.
Okay.
It just, streaming with Kefki. I know it's not physically demanding. Like, don't get me wrong. I love streaming. Like,
yeah.
But,
I've had those ones as well, where it's like you join on some other people's streams and everything, and because you've done so many of them, you're like, I'm kind of fucking exhausted.
Yeah, it's not even, especially coming. I worked today. I went to work, so I had to deal with work stuff and then streaming back to back. And don't get me wrong. Again, love streaming, love doing it. Like the only time there's a stream where I'm not working. It's usually Thursday nights, or the off hours. Yeah, like
The off
because
hour.
yeah, Wednesday nights I'm usually
But you've
I'm
been
home.
jumping on with Terry and Jen since Hammer's been
Yeah,
in the hospital, I believe.
yeah. Hopefully
Yeah.
he makes a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
You know, talk all the shit I want about him, but you know, I really don't want him.
No, we
And
talk.
it's not that I talk shit.
We talk shit about people that we like. We're not wanting them to
Yeah.
to actually like, be hurt or anything.
Oh God, no. You know, but again, hope he makes a speedy recovery and he comes back soon. Because if he doesn't, Tari's gonna fucking murder him. Tari's gonna kill him. Tari's actually a streamer now because he has one video on his channel.
Well, was it
So-
done live or was it just an?
Yeah, it was a live show.
Okay. So,
When Hammer first went out a couple weeks ago, Tari streamed on his channel because he couldn't access the main channel.
Mm-hmm.
So now officially he has a video on his channel. And then as every time since that, he was back on the means. So again, I hope it's nothing, and if it's something serious, I hope it's speedy recovery. But as I was saying, yeah, like Thursday is usually the night where I'm not.
Yeah, because you don't work
I'll-
them. You don't work them regular like banker day shifts.
Fuck no. I work Friday through Tuesday, and from 1 to 9, from 12:30 to 9.
Yeah, and so well, currently right now because of my vacation schedule, I work Thursday through Friday, or not Tuesday through Friday. Because I got vacation off for the Mondays, except for this Friday I got off because it's the 4th of July.
Oh yeah.
yeah, get this Friday off too. Thursday's the last Thursday I'm working in a while.
That's famine or death.
I'm playing the first Darksiders, so it's war.
That's your war. Because the second one is death and the third one's famine.
I'm wondering what happened because the ghetto bird's definitely out tonight.
What?
No, it's
I said I'm wondering what's happening because the ghetto bird is definitely out tonight.
no, that's me.
No,
ghetto bird?
that's me.
Oh,
The
that's
police
the.
helicopter, the
Hmm.
ghetto bird.
Okay, all right. I take it back. Okay, that's a new one. Mm.
Certainly
They're
hope
doing a
nothing happens,
search
right?
of something. I don't know what though.
I'm hoping
they found
nothing
your
happens
stash.
right now because if anything happens, I'm stuck.
Yeah, I
Between
know.
a cat.
I'm most likely still gonna
Two
have
cats.
to make a call to a couple different places about a couple of trailers to see how things are gonna go on them.
Move somewhere.
I don't feel like renewing my lease to where they're gonna make me, charge me almost freaking. They're like $1,350. I mean, yeah, I don't have to pay my water or my gas bill. But it's like that doesn't include my internet nor my parking space. They've almost upped my rent like $200 in 3 years.
That's fucked up.
So instead, I'm just probably looking at getting a trailer on one of the one things, because I can do a mortgage on that for less than $100K. And worst it's gonna be is I'll have to pay a lot rent, which means I won't have property taxes still.
Yeah,
Which
and
means
and
which
your
which means
water.
which means my lot rent is probably might take water. Definitely will include trash and everything. It's just I'll have to pay my electric and internet still.
Should think this way. You can attach a card to your trailer and leave.
With those ones that it's like the double wide and shit like that, you're not gonna have
Mhm.
something like that.
Ah,
And I can point you in the direction of the best insurance carrier around for mobile homes.
I got USAA currently.
Also known
Oh,
as
okay.
Will trying to make some sales for his company.
Actually, say for mobile homes, USAA writes
right back. Get a drink.
Okay.
through a branch of the company.
Oh my
Very
God.
very special deal, but it's it's not just being proud to say it's the best option for insuring a mobile home. And you're not going to get better rates than the either AARP or USAA deals.
Well, I'm figuring if anything, lot rent's gonna be somewhere from like $300 to $400. It shouldn't be over $5. And the mortgage payment on the trailer is gonna cost me about $500. Being pretty lenient on most of my bills, the thing that's gonna go up would be my electric, most likely. And depending on which trailer I look at, I'm gonna have to plausibly buy a washer and dryer.
Mm.
See, like if I'd have been smart, I'd have looked into this year. It's like when I moved out of my folks' house, but I was looking to do the whole thing of like renting an apartment for like 3 to 5 years and then look for an actual house. And yeah, still for under $250,000, I could get some vacant land, have a cement slab put on it, and then have a modular home put on there. But I'm not going to have as much as I would like. Like I probably wouldn't have the garage, definitely wouldn't have a barn. So all
Well,
that,
technically, you could always like build yourself a barn,
yeah. Well, you still have to
and
go
you
through.
could convert that into a garage.
Well, I'd want the garage to be attached to the house if I'm going to have a garage.
Oh, okay.
Why would you want a barn?
Actually, a barn's a good place. Hold on. That was weird. To store like your outdoor supplies, or if you're gonna have a tractor or something like that. Especially on property, having some form of a tractor isn't a bad thing to do or to
Not to
have.
mention that if he wants to do gun builds and stuff like that, it makes an excellent workshop.
Yeah.
Right? You should get with the Amish.
Don't have Amish anywhere near me.
Oh yeah. You're Wisconsin. You're Michigan.
Fremont, Hesperia.
Yeah, I want to get when I get my shit together, I want to get a lot and put like a modular home and then like a tiny house out back to use as an office / studio space.
Yeah, see, if I could do
So that
what I'd like to do, like if I won enough money in the lotto, which someone just recently won the jackpot, so it's going back down to like 50 mil or something.
Okay.
The one lump sum still only going to be like 20 or some shit. But like, I would like to have the property, and then if anything, what I would do for my folks is I would build like a little cabin in there that basically has like, you know, bathroom, slight little bedroom, kitchenette. So if my dad wanted to come out and do hunting, he wouldn't have to worry about like bothering me if he didn't want to and whatnot. But him and my mom would always have access to that.
Yeah, I'd like to set my mom and my brother up like that, but my mom's
Well,
kind of
yeah.
really independent, so it's a question of whether or not she'd be okay with that. 'Cause I have no issues putting like multiple tiny homes on my lot.
Oh yeah, like if I won to where it's like if I'd have won last Friday's jackpot instead of the other person, if I were to do how we'd originally planned, it would basically be that I'd get a good amount of acreage, and then the houses would be spaced at least 300 yards apart.
Mm.
So then we're close, but we're not still all up in each other's business, and we would all basically have an acre to work on. What's like, well, everyone basically have like their own acre to do whatever.
Uh, uh,
And quite literally,
And then
oh shit, I went the
I
wrong
just
way.
want enough land to have like the housing that I talked about and space for dogs.
Yeah.
I want dogs. I really want dogs.
See, I'd like to, if I could have it, to basically have set up in my own backyard a at least smaller shooting range to about 50 to 100 yards, because then I wouldn't even have to go anywhere for my video to film my videos. I could just film them quite literally at home,
Hmm.
which I think would be hella dope.
Yeah.
mm.
Plus,
Nice
that would
when
allow me to get
fun
better
you are for
to
doing.
work on competition stuff as well.
Uh,
Then all I know right now is I still want to go and cuss out someone from FedEx, even though the
You
people
still
here.
haven't gotten your parts?
Oh no. No, it's been showing that whole thing in like Bellevue or Departed Bellevue on Thursday. And that's like, in all reality, no more than like a 2-3 hour drive.
Are you able to call FedEx?
mhm.
Currently, no, because it's almost quarter after 1 a.m. in the morning.
Well, I wasn't meaning right this minute.
Most likely, if it's the same thing that happened last time, last time something like this happened, I had to contact them for the whole thing. I think it's actually going to be the seller technically has to contact them.
Wouldn't think that they'd have anything in Bellevue.
Yeah, apparently they got a little fucking shop in there because let me go double check what it says. Click over here. Do their FedEx Smart Post.
Oh, smart post. That's, but Bellevue isn't like the nearest postal sort facility to you, is it?
No. No, that shit's just like southeast or southwest of Detroit. Like the way it went was so stupid because it went out of Tennessee apparently. So it went from Tennessee to another spot in Tennessee, then to Ohio from Perrysburg, then went to Bellevue, then to the smart thing of Bellevue. And it's just like that Smart Post. It's like, why would it not go from Perrysburg to fucking GR? Like having it go to Grand Rapids. Like not having it go to Grand Rapids, just asinine.
Is it? But no, it's FedEx Smart Post, so it's not. So I'm just trying to think my way back through the network, and if it's FedEx Smart Post, it's not Express, which means it's not airport to airport, so that's
Yeah.
annoying as all.
I'm
Get
also
out,
trying to
but-
figure out how the hell, from what it's saying, that this package that it weighs 10 pounds. And I'm like, it's got two triggers. It's like two lower parts assemblies that are going to weigh at most like a pound and a half. Unless it's supposed to go like the FedEx Smart Post over by, I think, like here in Holland. Like I
They
might.
got FedEx on site at the Dollar General in Bellevue, but there's not like a FedEx facility there.
Weird.
Yep.
Yeah, I would think if it was, I mean, most of the stuff with Smart Post, I would think it would go to Holland.
All right.
I mean, that's almost as bad as the post office if I having something that I can't remember where it went to, but it goes through the post office and then finally gets over to Grand Rapids. Then it goes up to Lansing, then back to Grand Rapids, then finally to Holland. It's like, huh?
All right, I can explain that one.
FedEx Smart Post takes the basically takes and delivers it to the nearest postal sort facility to your house to have the postal service do the last bit of the delivery.
Yeah, see, the problem is, while it'll be packaged on the say, it'll come by airplane to one location, and then it'll be shipped by truck to another. It'll be sorted. Okay, these are going to this location here, and it could totally bypass your where you live because they haven't gone to quote unquote deliver it.
Oh, the thing that doesn't make
And-
sense to me on this one is like, because it was supposed to be a ground thing and whatnot. Is like, if I'm spending $25 for fucking shipping, why the hell is it going this goddamn retardedly?
Because
Well, again-
Smart Post is ground economy shipping.
And again, it'll go to one distribution center. Then they'll process it and go, okay, well, it belongs on this truck, and then that truck will go to several different distribution centers, delivering shit before it gets delivered to where it's going to be quote unquote delivered.
Yes, but I should see if they're going to drop it off to the USPS. It should have a thing in there saying hand it off to USPS.
Yeah, you should get something like that. And the thing is, coming from Tennessee, going up through Ohio is not off the table necessarily.
Well, again,
It depends on what
it-
part of Tennessee it would go. It was
Right.
at. If it was on the East Coast or the West Coast, because if it's on the West Coast, it would make more sense to go up through Indiana.
well,
Yeah.
also you got to remember another thing. Again, my difference. It'll be just because. So the shipping label will all get scanned to. They're all put on pallets, right?
Mhm.
All your package,
Oh.
all the package are packaged together, put on pallets,
No, they're
and
not.
then most of the time they are. Mhm.
That tier. I've been inside the system there. They're not.
They're not. Oh well, then shit.
They're not.
But
They are.
well, I can't explain.
They are loaded individually, packed into a trailer.
Well,
The trailers are part of a double pup system. Each one is technically expected to be 1,000 packages. Small ones, especially small ones, will get bagged together, going to the same facility. They get sorted by zip code, just like the post office does, to go to specific things. This zip code goes on this truck or goes on this trailer to go on this run.
mhm.
They only offload them at the target facility or at a sort facility if there's like a centralized sort facility between the two to consolidate stuff into more. So it'd be like hey, these 6 zip codes go on to this, or these 16 zip codes go on to this trailer to go to this sort facility, and it sends those 8 different directions from there for the local deliveries. I'm oversimplifying, of course, but for Smart Post with where Rotten is, the end thing be looking at a delivery to a post office in Howland is going to be the nearest sort facility to his house.
Mhm.
See. And I'm trying to think if Howland has a. Pretty sure Howland doesn't. No, Howland doesn't have a hub, which means that would be going through Grand Rapids,
Okay.
probably, because you
What got me
figure
is the fact,
basically.
yeah, what pissed me off the most on it was, it said, hey, we departed this area and on Thursday, and I haven't seen anything since.
Yeah, and I mean, one, there's no reason for it to be in Bellevue, and two, Bellevue to Howland would be in any respect the hot truck, which means it's overnight. Lansing to Howland would be a hot truck. Detroit to Toledo to Howland is a hot truck. These are, Chicago to Howland. These are things that, if it's in the facility by the end of day, it goes out on the truck overnight and will be at the destination sort facility for delivery the next day, no matter what.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just been super annoying. I mean, I do think it's pretty funny that the guy I bought it from, which apparently they have different areas for their thing for it, but they accidentally sent me the wrong shipping first.
Mhm.
Because all of a sudden I saw it's like, oh, it's out for it's like, almost out for delivery, but it's like, that's Colorado. I'm nowhere near Colorado. And like I sent him an email, hey, that is, responding to one of like the first shipping thing why I didn't get it. And they're like, yeah, you're right. We accidentally sent you the wrong one. Sorry about that. Like, here's the proper one. Like, the dude was super nice about it and everything. I guess he's out of Texas and that whole thing. And I'm like, hey, it probably, it happens. They have multiple items across Gunbroker, which means they're going to have multiple sales, things that have happened. And he's like, hey, I was like, hey, it happens, have yourself a great week. And he's like, you as well. And if you buy anything else, this thing, depending on what it is, we'll give you a 3 to 5% discount. And he didn't have to tell me that.
Yeah.
Aw,
Well, my fun one with the
I
whole
had the
shipping.
customer over peace customer.
My worst one was there's an order coming from out west,
Mhm.
and it got as far as Ohio, and I don't know why it went to Ohio, other than probably a bigger UPS sort facility there, and they misread the zip code, so they sent it from Ohio to Kashmere, Washington,
Ugh.
for the people there to say, hey, this wasn't sent to the right place, sending it back. It got as far as Ohio. They sent it to Kashmere, Washington again.
what?
And then it came back, they sent it back through, and this town, Ohio, didn't mess it up, and it got to me in little old Clarksville, Michigan.
Now, I have had it because I forgot to change the address properly, and I had to reach out to Kiapa for that when I had bought some stuff from them. They had my original address from, I shouldn't say my original address, one of my addresses from when I lived in New Mexico, and I actually had it sent there. And luckily they were able to have it like get returned and then sent back to me, or then sent to me.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
when the UPS misreads the 4 and they keep sending your package to 98815.
Hmm.
Uh, these are not the droids you're looking for.
Hmm. I guess I'm starting to nod, so I'm gonna have to hop off. All
Alrighty.
right,
Alright.
love you guys.
Take it easy, Tier. See you tomorrow.
Good night, dear.
See you tomorrow. Oh, see y'all tonight.
Whatever.
All
Night.
right.
Yeah, because I was really
I'll see him Thursday.
I was really hoping to have those parts that way I could have tested some stuff out tomorrow, but because I don't, I'm like, well, I guess I can go work on that one or not go work, but go put some more rounds to that one optic. They're going with the optic on it again.
They'll figure out something, I'm sure.
Well, right now I'm still looking at a holster for that Beretta I bought because I think I'm going to turn that into a carry gun. But like, there's 2 places I can get it a thing from, or it's like a holster from, or there's a few of them. But with the light I'd have on it, but most of them are like, yeah, we don't ship for like 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm like, depending on how all that goes, I really don't want to deal with that. And I know there's the whole shenanigans behind T-Rex Arms with Lucas Botkin leaving. They're basically getting bought out after he tried to,
T-Rex arms?
yeah. It's a whole gun thing. Apparently, supposedly what happened was, I guess, like, someone sent his, like, because they're a very Christian organization, and someone sent his wife a picture of their penis, and they had already were having a falling out and everything, and he just really didn't appreciate it, and I'm in agreement with him if that's what happened.
Whoa.
Like, because like one of them was his brother, and I guess what they did to do, or the one brother and the other one guys on there, was like they bought him out so that way they could retain the current employees they had, because well, the person who did that was dealt with. I believe they might have been fired or whatnot. You know, he was still planning on trimming the staff down. So basically, they bought out Lucas to save the rest of the employees.
Yeah.
Which is their choice. But yeah, so apparently there's a lot of people being like, they don't want to support T-Rex Arms for that.
Huh.
And I'm kind of with Hop in that whole thing, a different YouTuber or gun tuber. It's like, if they have the stuff that you want and it's at a reasonable price, like, you can still get the equipment or whatnot and not necessarily support their shenanigans. But I mean, shit, because of the stuff that happened for the what was it, 90s assault weapons ban, there's still people that have a problem with Ruger because of what Bill Ruger did. And it's like, dude, he's been dead for like 15 years.
Wow.
Some people
It sounds like gun people hold their grudges.
Some do. Some gun people are fucking catty high school girls.
Well, I also don't consider you necessarily a gun person, Ryan. You're you like guns, but your interests are varied. If you could only talk about guns,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have a whole lot to talk about.
Well, it's the whole thing of, for the gun community, like, that's like there are some people that won't buy guns that were made in Turkey because of how they treat people, and it's like how Turkey does things, or their politics or whatnot. There's still people that won't buy from Springfield Armory because of the shit they pulled during one of the things. So of that, of like kind of
Turkeys
backing.
are assholes.
Well, the country, not the.
I was.
I mean,
I
you're right on both accounts, the bird and the place. Yeah, like some people are just gonna have that budge, or not that budge, but just that
Oh.
that whole thing of how they're not gonna let go of it. So like, while
I think you
Springfield
meant
Arms,
grudge.
yeah,
but,
grudge. Thank you. With the
That's
way
how you
everything
really
is,
feel.
I not always word good.
Oh, turkeys are definitely assholes. So.
Say that again.
If you want to know how I feel, yes, turkeys are assholes.
Yeah, as far as avian caution, they rank right up there with geese and swans for me.
Well, geese are major assholes.
Oh. Yeah, turkeys have the same attitude, just prettier feathers.
Swans are just. God, I'm trying to remember what it was from Letterkenny. It's like, was it like? Oh, yeah, it was like geese are just pheasants with better. It's like, shit, it's better marketing.
Okay,
As
but
coach,
no.
he
Feathers are
Yeah.
feathers. Pheasants are far different
Mhm.
than geese.
it's a whole
Swans are
shtick.
just geese with airs.
Swans are
Hi,
just.
Dr. Functional.
And what's up, functional? Swans are just assholes with pretty privilege,
Yeah,
just like
say
squirrels
that
are.
again.
Did you say squirrels?
Yes.
Well, squirrels, it's less pretty privilege and more cute privilege.
Yeah, pretty privilege. If it's considered pretty or cute, it's basically it's that pretty privilege. Even though when you look into how squirrels are, like they are fucking
Squirrels are
horrendous.
terrifying.
Yeah, and mean as a motherfucker too.
When the first time I went to Balboa Park after COVID, it was creepy as fuck because there were squirrels everywhere. And they were no longer afraid of people. So they came out and were like, would like follow you places and just be staring at you, mad eyeing
Well,
you.
that's the thing they try to fool you with. Squirrels were never afraid of you to begin with.
No.
Well, when I say afraid of you, they don't run away. Or they didn't right after COVID. Because they had no idea what a people was anymore.
That's a link I need to send to KefQ right there.
Huh?
Woot.com on their grocery and household is Pirate's Booty aged white cheddar cheesy puffs.
They're good, actually.
40 bags for $20.
Nice.
And knowing her Great Lake King specially for white cheddar cheese puffs.
She is specifically about white cheddar?
Well, she likes cheese puffs of every variety is the impression I get. But she
Yeah, I
really
was.
likes white cheddar cheese puffs.
Wow.
I just try to share the good news, whichever good news is applicable in the moment.
The good news of the cheesy poof.
In this case, it's the good news of the cheesy poof.
Sorry.
You're like, and rejoice, my children, in the cheesy poof. Actually, I gotta see how many grams of carbs are in a bag. They have the nutrition information here. What do you know?
Yeah, so
What do you
there's
do?
always been people that will get mad at a certain company for whatever, and then just because of that, they're like, "Well, I can, I will never support this company for whatever reason."
Reasonable. If
Yeah.
hey, you can't turn around and tell somebody to vote with your pocketbook and then get mad at them when they vote with their pocketbook.
Oh, I'm in agreement with you there. I absolutely have no problem with it. But I do believe there should be the grace of, if they have gone through to better themselves, that you should be able to acknowledge that they've done that. And there are some people that just don't. Because they're retarded.
Mhm.
So anything else anyone want to talk about?
There's not a, I mean, aside from the fact that we're doing Patriot Month this month on um the matinee, there's not a whole lot going on. I mean, I've got a couple of doctor's visits coming up in July. That'll be fun. I have launched my bookkeeping business. I'm just looking for clients now.
Good luck with
Nice.
that.
Thank you. Going to have to push my GoFundMe a little bit longer until I get a couple of clients. And then once I have a couple of clients, I can just
Go from there.
stop shelling that so hard. I can use that to maybe raise funds for somebody else. Maybe Miss Maddie for her medical stuff or something.
Yeah, she could use some help. They'll know it.
I don't know if you're talking to us, Will, but you're talking and it's really quiet.
Sorry, I kind of
Leaned away from the mic.
leaned away from the mic a little bit, toned it down a little bit. All the things that make you get soft.
Oh, gross.
Not in that way, you degenerate.
Sometimes.
See, this is why we try to tell people. It's like whenever someone's like, "Oh no, women won't do that. They are pure." It's like you are far out of your mind there, sir.
My brother says the cheesy poof will set you free.
Yeah, I want to say I checked my pocketbook since my next paycheck is middle of this week and and bought 2 boxes.
Nice.
Yeah, I gotta pay
Really
my
each.
rent today, but I think I'm gonna buy that one holster just so I can start practicing.
Yeah, I paid my rent with the last paycheck, so I made sure I was all set there.
Oh, I mean, I've got the money to afford it and everything. It's not like it's super terribly expensive.
Yeah, but it's what I end up doing anytime I'm looking at an expense that's out of the ordinary is I double check the pocketbook.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I just do
Always
the
a good
simple thing that I
idea.
always do, and I sit there and stare at it for like 6 months.
Yeah, I've been known to do that too.
So I'm more
I'm
likely to be
still
reckless of getting a tattoo than I am with like buying some stuff.
I'm still sitting and staring at a wash and cure device for 3D resin prints, and I'm like, yeah, I need to get the chaos around here controlled a little bit more and get the 3D printer set up before I can justify getting that.
Well, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to if I get the trailer, is the whole fact that I'll be able to finally get a 3D printer.
I wish I was back in a trailer again because I'd have a room for the two 3D printers I have.
Yeah.
Set up the server, one of the laptops, and 3D printers in there, and it would still be different room from my office. Can't do that.
Cool.
I got to watch when I do 3D printing right now because the one 3D printer is in the same room as my office where I'm taking phone calls and everything. They're not always quiet, so
I was gonna say, don't they make a lot of noise?
They can.
less noise than the laser engraver, but they make their share of noise. Depends on
Hmm.
stepping motors and how enclosed it is.
Mhm.
I figure the resin one's going to be quieter, but I haven't set it up yet to see.
I've heard those things fucking smell.
Well, it'll be say it's going to kind of depend on a few things, but they've all got their strengths and their weaknesses. I hope it doesn't smell too bad because the only place I've got to set up the resin printer is out in the living room where the cats live.
Oh. Mm. How about you guys? You guys got anything? You're just waiting on your gun parts, right?
Yeah.
Rotten.
For the most part.
And then you'll be able to work on your project.
Yeah.
And Will just said that he's setting up a resin printer in his living room.
Well, once I get some of the chaos under control, I've got to do a bit more housework that I'm making some progress on. So take that.
Very cool.
I basically need to clear out one spot, move an end table over there, and I'll be setting the printer up on the end table, which is going to be across the room next to the TV.
All right.
And let's see, this weekend is going to be a game stream since there's been some upheaval in the Moonshock household. I will probably be doing that solo. Then starting next week, not this week, next week, my shift changes up and I'll be joining the movie reviews on Never Watch Alone because I won't be working Thursdays anymore. Which is going to be a good thing and a terrible thing at the same time.
Okay.
It's good because I get to
What?
be on Never Watch Alone. It's terrible because I have to start working at 9:30 in the morning the rest of the week.
Oh. I was waiting for it to be terrible because you have to be on Never Watch Alone.
It's terrible because it's another day I'm talking with Tier. you realize that that'll put me on, say, how many streams that'll put me on in any given week. I've got 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, 1 on Monday, good chances of 1 on Tuesday, and then 1 on Thursday.
Oh yeah, joining with Johnny.
Yep, Johnny on Tuesday. So it's, and this
Yep.
isn't
Yeah,
even a full-time job yet.
I have 2 on Saturday.
1 on Monday.
1 on Sunday. I have 1 on Monday. I have 2 on Monday, actually. I do Maddie's old timey radio show.
Oh, okay.
So I have 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, 2 on Monday, 1 on Thursday, occasionally 1 on Friday. Only occasionally.
Feeling more
I
and
am
more and more
doing
like Terry.
huh?
Say feeling more and more and more like Terry. Just say, throw someone at a stream, you'll hit me.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at.
Not complaining
Friday,
about it though. It's fun to do. It's just that builds up to becoming a lot.
yeah. Friday, Adam and I will be doing the Minions. We're going, rather than it being a like an arcade extension, it's going to be a matinee extension. We're gonna be watching Independence Day.
Fun movie.
That's why I was like, we should do because he wants to do the Patriot on Friday as well. So we'll have the Patriot on the arcade, and then he's gonna try dual streaming on the arcade and the Minions, and doing Independence Day there, since it is technically a more pop culturally appreciated film. And then on Saturday, we're doing The Sandlot, just so that we have a little bit of a breakup in the war, because pretty much every movie that we chose, aside from, well, technically Independence Day is a war with aliens, so I don't know if it actually counts as a war movie. But every other movie we picked for
It's a fictional war, not a factual war.
well, every other movie we picked for Patriotism Month is a war movie. So we were doing The Patriot, and we're doing Hacksaw Ridge. I think it's called Guts and Glory. Something. Hold on. I have it in here.
Say,
Um
war happens a lot with patriotism, people.
yeah. Next year we're just gonna do Americana, but this year all of the movies we chose are war movies. It's nuts. Okay, we're doing The Patriot, Independence Day, Hacksaw Ridge, Gods and Generals, that's the one, and Fury.
I have Fury, and I have still yet to watch that.
Oh.
Just for how much the shit they fucking changed from. Well, I hadn't seen the Fat Electrician movie or video of it until or at that point. I had bought it and just never watched it at that point.
I see. We might be switching out Gods and Generals for a different Civil War movie. I think he might want to do Gettysburg instead. I'm not sure, but um but yeah, we're going to have a Civil War movie that week. Either Gods and Generals or Gettysburg.
Well, like for Fury, it's the whole thing that they changed his uh name of his tank from In the Mood to Fury. And it's like, oh, come on, man. That's so much better for
I was wondering if that was that story.
Yep.
That's what I thought it was. Okay, I know that one. It's like, I know that story. I haven't seen the movie, but I read the synopsis and I was like, hearing the fat electrician's voice.
Yeah, because I've seen the Fat Electrician video on it. Because like the story itself is actually really good.
Definitely.
And just like the things that they changed for it are so dumb. All right, this one, last one should be block counters.
They held themselves down to mark changes. They would run out of changes to make real fast.
Yeah, they just decided that In the Mood was too risque for them. It was.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're Hollywood. Get over yourself.
Yeah, they just thought that's like, oh, that doesn't. It sounds too degenerate. It's like, basically, that's all it was like they were in the mood. Just, I hate when they go and do that. But then again, that's like all the movies where it's like it's based on a true story, like the whole thing, and then the character they get to play the person in real life looks nothing like that person.
Yeah.
Like apparently the original Walking Tall, the guy who they had play the main character looked remarkably like him for that movie. And then for
Tall.
yeah, and then for the reboot, they had The Rock, and it's an entertaining movie. But it's like, it's, The Rock. And I want to say on that one, it also had Johnny Knoxville, which Johnny Knoxville's performance was actually really good.
We have further fictionalized your story.
What?
Dropping people like The Rock and stuff in it. We have further fictionalized your story.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this so I can do a quick save game.
I think it might be time to say goodnight.
Yep. I'm doing this save as
trying to get used to waking up before 9:30.
I'm doing this save is strictly a stream, either on Tiers or mine.
What?
I'd say this game of Darksiders I'm doing is strictly a stream play if I'm doing it on either mine or Tiers to where it can actually be viewed.
Okay. Cool.
But we are going to get out of here, everyone. So we hope you have a wonderful week. Don't forget to celebrate the 4th of July with whomever you're going to celebrate it with. It should always be a good time.
Totally. Sorry.
Oh, no, I'm just saying that. And I was checking something else at the moment.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
my-
my roommates are going up to the church to watch the fireworks.
I can watch so many fireworks from my living room.
Yeah.
I can open up the blackout drapes and I can see at least 3 or 4 different fireworks displays from my easy chair.
Nice.
Nice.
And they're not
Yeah, I
they're
can
not
see a
big
couple-
ones because I'm in a suburb, but they're respectable.
I can see a couple of displays from here, and then there's always jackasses in the neighborhood setting them off too.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to like able to get onto the roof of my apartment building, let's see, that'd be 1, 2, 3,
Oh, dude, when I was in Okinawa, I saw so
between
many.
7 and 10 fireworks displays from one spot.
Yeah, when I was in Okinawa, I saw so many fireworks displays that I had no idea what they were doing them for. Just go out,
Because it was Tuesday.
just go out, have a cigarette, and they were having a fireworks display. But we're gonna get out of here,
Yep.
so have yourself a great week. There's a plethora of things to see online. I'm still making my way through the 11-hour fucking Creepcast episode. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, jeez. I haven't even started. I didn't realize it was ran that long.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
But you do
That's
get to
gonna take
hear
me a few days.
shit. Meat Canyon sing.
Oh, okay.
Like genuinely sing.
Okay.
So we're gonna get out of here. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.
Good night, everybody.
Bye all.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Join us again next week, or you can check out the other people in the panel in the description and see us again plausibly on one of their channels, or just check out what work they've done. Have a good week, everyone.